Hello everyone, welcome to another video. We are in Kalgoorlie on Maritana Street, which is the main place for the TransGoldfields buses. Over here we have the 861 and 863 circular routes, which are two of the main town circular routes, taking about 30 minutes each. You can see all the stops in there. And the timetable. Hourly for each one on weekdays, which is okay. And then weekends is 2 hourly for each one, only 3 services each. So that's pretty terrible. I mean, Saturday, no services on Sunday, as typical of regional towns. But yes, we're here to ride another round of regional buses in Kalgoorlie and the surrounds. Actually, that's why it's called TransGoldfields, because there's more than just the local routes. We also have route 865, which goes down the highway all the way to Coolgardie. Only on Thursdays though, and today is a Thursday, so we can ride that one. Once in the morning at 9 and then in the evening at about 4 p.m. So we'll take that there and back to experience that route. There's also another one to Kambalda West, all the way down the highway south, which is the 866. But that one only runs on Saturdays, so I'm actually not going to get a chance to ride that one during this trip, but I will another time. Here's the 862 on the other side, a circular in the other direction, but a little bit different, departing on the hour on weekdays, and again 3 services on Saturday. I think that's the shortest one actually. So yeah, it's sad that I won't ride that, but I guess another time. I just arrived here by plane. Virgin flight in business class, which was surprisingly cheap. Here we have TP 1469 on the spot to start the service for the 861. Now they do just have future buses here, unrefurbished mostly, just like in Bunbury. Some of them are being refurbished right now though in Midvale Depot and getting the new logo as well, the new trans-regional logo, and obviously changing the seats, so that'll be cool. Here it is, 861 service circular. 863 Desto. I actually just stayed on the bus through it, so I actually never saw it, but there it is. Even though the bus took the most times, like 4 times in one day, from the airport and then from the super pit and then the whole loop and then to get to the 865 as well, which is like after this in the video, but just to show you that as well. And 862 Desto. I just stayed on that bus for the whole time and did all three normal routes, 861, 863 and 862. Unfortunately, the 861 had a bit of a deviation because of a road closure, but the rest of it was fine. They're all pretty okay, although the passengers are not really, of course, in a really terrible place. Someone is screaming like the whole time on the 863. Terrible. There's a knife on the floor. The driver, it's actually only her second day doing this. Like, what the hell? I thought all of them would be so used to it, so regular. Been here for years, and somehow it's her second day. Like, they just got a brand new one. So that's cool. But she knew everything almost. Just the fact she didn't know about the default, like the low balance sound beep on the smart rider thing, and she thought that meant she didn't pay, but no. But yeah, she's a chill driver. She doesn't mind anything with me filming or anything, so that's good. So that's all those three routes filmed. They're all a bit different, although the 863 and 862 are kind of just opposite directions between Kalgoorlie and Boulder, which are the two main like town centers here, obviously. She's just gonna U-turn now. She's literally done 3 routes in a row and she has to do another 3. The same thing now. She has to do that all over again. What we just rode. 861, 863 and 862 again. It's so bad. Literally no break for like 3.5 hours at least. back to that side, and now it's gonna be 861. But anyway, we're not done because we still have the 865, which travels from the point in Boulder, actually connecting well with an 863 just before it, all the way to Coolgardie, and that's at 3 p.m. so we'll take that. But anyway, this is the main terminus, and we're actually staying right here in this hotel for one night, so that is literally perfect outside the main place. There goes 1470. We are now at Foodbank. Yes, just like in Perth, there's a stupid 294 from High Wycombe to Foodbank behind it. Here, the Coolgardie bus starts here at this random bus stop. This is the normal trip. In the morning, it's actually deviating trip, just starting in the town at St. Barbara Square. Not actually the main stop where the other would start, weirdly. But then the real trip actually starts from here. So it's 3:45 p.m. right now. The service comes here. That 863 just left. It's like perfectly timed kind of to connect to it if you really need to. 5 minutes connection between them. But like obviously you can just catch it from the town as well. It's like super limited stops for the 865. It just has like one stop in Boulder, one stop at the Kalgoorlie hospital, one stop in the town center, and then basically all the way to Coolgardie on the highway with one stop in between for some Aboriginal campsite, like Aboriginal sites, but it's like more than a kilometer from it anyway, so let's wait for it. And here comes the bus. It's 2300 again. It actually has limited stops on the Desto. That's so funny. Limited stops route in regional towns. I mean, it is, but it's just funny. Via Great Eastern Highway. We're in Midland. No, we're not, but that's the start of the Great Eastern Highway. There it is. There's actually one group of people who used it. We are here now in Coolgardie, really tiny place in this main road. Crazy that it goes down that highway though, really crazy. And a random stop in the middle of it. 110 kilometers an hour down there. Although it can only go 100. So weird, honestly, that these normal buses go here to this really random town, and there's so many other WA towns which are much bigger and they don't get a bus. This just feels so wrong. TransGoldfields, which won't be seen anymore because they're just... No, I mean the logo won't be seen because they're just making it the trans-regional one. Insane place for a bus. Back we go, full speed down the highway and empty because no one would be going to the town in the evening, but it just has to go back anyway. So it does a service. That guy at the front's just training the driver, so it's not actually the passenger. Welcome to the 864 terminus in this Aboriginal camplands with the most destroyed houses. Oh, freak, there's a dog there. Yeah. Look at this wasteland. Holy Christ. That dog is... Oh yeah, I need the Smart Rider history. So bad. Look at that. And here we are, terminated at St. Barbara Square. Not the usual terminus of all the other routes. This is the 864 service, which is literally once a day from an Aboriginal campsite, like out of the town, which is a completely run down and terrible place with flipped over cars, stray dogs, destroyed houses. And they only have this weekday 9:30 a.m. service into the town, express. There used to be another service back out apparently, but because all of them just came here and became drunk and whatever, like really badly behaved, on the way back, the bus was a really terrible experience. So then they just canceled their service as kind of like a punishment. So now they only have an inbound service and they have to walk back or try to arrange a ride or get a private operator or whatever. But that is like definitely the weirdest route anywhere, honestly, going from that really desolate dirt road place, which looks like some third world country barren location, only one way into the town here. Now, obviously we did not walk there, it would have been impossible. I was talking with the drivers about this, and we got in touch with the depot manager here, allowing us to ride the NIS bus all the way out to that location so that we were able to do that. So thank you very much for that being possible. They are very nice here with all the drivers. Probably the nicest place I've seen in terms of the drivers and managers for all of this. So that's another route ticked off the list. Now the only one which I will not be able to do this time is the 866 to Kambalda, but we'll do that another time because it only runs on Saturdays. And at that same time I'll also then do the Esperance routes with the coach between here and Esperance. So then I complete those as well. Anyway, guess that's the end of this bit. Let's do a conclusion somewhere else. Right, we're in the Goldfields Museum now at the very top of the viewing platform. You can see the main Kalgoorlie down here. We're gonna end this video here now. We've ridden basically every route except the 866, of course, which I'll come back to do another time. And you can see the super pit down there as well, which I was at the top of yesterday. So yeah, that's that. Another regional town ticked off. So much trees and bush around still from up here, even though when you're down there it feels so barren. But it's actually still very vegetated. Till the next one. Bye.